Spend time and share this with someone. Even as we get into this, even as we get into this, even as we get into this today, my focus is to help you to discover your purpose. But today, I'm going to do the introduction today. In the next 4 days that follows, I will go deeper into how to discover your purpose. And on Saturday, which is the last day, what I will do is a question and answer session. If you have any questions as to how to find your purpose, how to discover your purpose, or you are confused about your purpose in life, I will use that opportunity to help you find the solution to your questions. So take some time and share this. 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 Share this. Share this. Share this. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you all very much for being part of this. Lydia, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry about the sound. I believe that it is well now. First Lady Boateng, thank you for joining us. Christina, Stacy, Isabella, all of you, thank you for joining us, for being part of this session today. I'll be talking about purpose today. There is a reason why everything exists. There is a reason why everything exists. And everything must exist for the purpose for which it exists. Everything that exists must function according to its purpose. If you know your purpose in life, you don't compete with others. If you know your purpose in life, you do not compare yourself to other people. If you know your purpose in life, the friends that you keep will make a difference. Purpose determines your friends. Purpose determines your living, your lifestyle. Purpose determines the kind of books you read. Purpose is crucial. The moment you discover purpose, it changes the very essence of your life. 15 years ago, I discovered my purpose and it changed who I am today. And in fact, I will go into my own story a little bit when we begin. But I want you to understand that the day you discover purpose, it will change everything about you. That is why I want you to spend time and, in fact, be part of this program throughout this whole week. Be part of this program throughout this whole week, because I'm going to show you something that will change the course of your life if you follow me carefully throughout this whole week. Because purpose is something that will give you a reason to wake up every day. You see, life is not about waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning and getting ready for work, and then going to work, and after 8 hours coming home, eating, in fact, taking care of your family, watching TV, going back to bed, and then repeat the same cycle over and over again. That is insanity. That is insanity. There must be a method to this madness. There must be a purpose why you must wake up every day. And today it is my agenda to reveal to you what your purpose is. So thank you for joining us. Jody, thank you for joining us. Minister Kujo, thank you for joining us as well. Thank you everyone for being part of this. Thank you everyone for being part of it. There is a reason why everything exists. Look around in your house. Look around in your living room. Is there anything that does not have a purpose in your house? Is there anything that has no reason for existing in your house? Everything that we have around us has a reason why it exists. It is an indication that your own life has a purpose, that your own life has a reason why it exists. Not just any reason, but a specific reason. When you look around your house, you will realize that everything you have in your house has a specific reason why it exists. It may serve many purposes for you, but it has a specific reason why you bought that thing. And that is what purpose is about. In other words, you may do many things in your life, but there is a specific reason why your life exists. And that specific reason is what I want us to discover in the course of these 5 days. I'm going to take these 5 days to help you so that you can come to an understanding of what your purpose is. You can come to an understanding of what your purpose is. It is very, very crucial to recognize what your purpose is. Everything has a purpose. You can write that down. Everything has a purpose, but not every purpose is known. Everything has a purpose, but not every purpose is known. For example, the reason why many people are confused about their life and they don't know the purpose they don't know the purpose concerning their life is in fact for the very reason that many things around us, even though it has a purpose, you don't know the purpose of it. You may not know the reason why a roach exists. We call it cockroaches. You may not know the reason why they exist. But for some people, roaches serve a purpose. Back home where we're growing up, they had these houses that they build with wood and all kinds of things. And because they build them with wood, they also had a termite problem. And termites were eaten by roaches. So for them, roaches served a significant purpose for them. Everything has a purpose, but not every purpose is known. You see, people who don't know the purpose of weed, marijuana, they end up smoking it and getting high because they don't understand what the purpose of it is. But when someone goes to school and they discover the purpose of those leaves become what? A source of healing. Those leaves are used in medicine for healing. Now, when you read the Bible says that God has given the trees for the healing of the nations. And so, in fact, before the scientists even discovered that there was healing in leaves and trees, the root of trees and the roots, and in fact, their stems and their leaves, it is already had been recorded over 3,000 years ago in the scriptures that God has given the trees for the healing of the nations. So things like weed, cocaine, and all those things, people can use them to abuse their lives because they do not know what their purpose is. But the moment purpose is discovered, healing begins. In other words, if you don't know what your purpose is, you will end up abusing yourself. But the moment you discover purpose, healing begins in your life. Purpose brings healing to every broken life. Purpose brings healing to every confused life. Purpose brings healing to every hopeless life. There is a reason why many people contemplate committing suicide. The reason is because they have not discovered purpose in their life. There is a reason why many people are depressed. The reason is because they have not discovered purpose in their life. You can be rich and not have a purpose. And if you are rich and you don't have a purpose, you are in fact one of the most dangerous people alive. The reason is because you will use your money for things that are a liability, things that will end up in abuse. The word abuse is a constructive word. And that word was created by combining two words. Those two words that were combined is abnormal. And the second word is usage, or utility. The same word we get utility, usage from. And so what they did in the English language is that they took those two words, abnormal and use, and they abridged the words and they combined them. They constructed the word and they turned it into abuse. So basically, the full word would have been abnormal use. And so the word abuse means abnormal use of a thing. So when purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. When you don't know what your purpose is, you abuse your life. When you don't know what your purpose is, you become a liability in every situation in your life. You become a crisis. You become an accident waiting to happen. It is a dangerous thing to live and not know what your purpose in life is. You can tell if someone knows their purpose by the company that they keep in life. You can tell if someone knows their purpose by the shows that they watch on TV, by the sites that they visit on the internet. Purpose defines your reason for living. It is said that show me your friend and I'll show you your character. The people you gather around you is an indication of purpose in your life. Purpose is so crucial, and I want you to understand that you should never underestimate association. Association make a difference in life. Do not underrate association in life. The reason is because everything that people say around you has an effect on you, whether you know it or not. Your subconscious mind operates differently than you think. Your subconscious mind is like a sponge. Everything that falls on it, it just absorbs it. It just takes it in. Whether it is gold, whether it is a joke. You see, your subconscious mind does not even recognize what a joke is. It takes a joke to be a fact. That is why you should not be involved in all kinds of foolish and stupid jokes, because it enters your subconscious mind and it is processed in your subconscious mind as truth or a fact. That is why the company that you keep, the association that you keep, defines who you are. Your friends feed into you. That is why when you walk with people who curse, eventually you will find yourself also cursing unintentionally. You will find yourself also cursing without even knowing that you are doing it. The reason is because association always has an effect on you. Have you ever realized that best friends always uses the same vocabularies. Have you ever realized that families in the same house always uses the same words to describe things? Association is important. And purpose defines association. Purpose defines association. If you know your purpose in life, you will be selective of your association. The reason why many people have entered into your life is because you have not yet defined your purpose in your life. You have not defined your purpose. The day I discovered what my purpose is, it changed my association. It changed the people that I spend time with. When you discover what your purpose is, it will change the people that you spend time with. It is said that birds of the same feathers flock together. It is very, very crucial. When I was in high school, I defined who I would be. I made sure that every friend that I had was intelligent. I made sure that every friend that I had was bright. Every friend that I had was smart. Do you know why? Have you ever been in an exam? Have you ever been in an exam situation and you guys are taking an exam or a test, and then you recognize that you don't remember the answer to one of the questions, and then you turn to the left, the person next to you is not smart enough. You turn to your right, the person next to you is not smart enough. Purpose defines who you surround yourself with. So in high school, I made sure that the people I gathered around me were smart people. If I was stuck on an exam, I need someone that I can turn to on the left, and that person can provide me with a solution in life. The same way in your life right now, if you turn to your left and if you turn to your right, who is there to give you a solution? Who is there to help you in life? Who is there to encourage you? Who is there to lift you up? Your purpose must define your lifestyle. The only thing that you have a choice in making in life is picking your friends. People should not just walk into your life. You should determine people who walk into your life, because that defines what you shall become in life. It is said that when a wise man walks with foolish people, he will be taught to be foolish. It doesn't matter how wise you are. If you are found in the company of foolish people, if you are found in the company of vagabonds, you'll be taught to be someone who is also a vagabond. You'll be taught to be someone who is also not smart. Your life is determined by your association, and purpose defines your lifestyle. Purpose defines who you gather around you. When a foolish person walks with wise people, he is taught to be wise. In fact, for the very fact that that foolish person made a decision to walk with wise people, that alone in itself is a wise decision. That is why it is important that you do not underestimate your association in life. That is why it is important that when you comes into your life, you see, there is a difference between compassion and sympathy, and many people have misplaced compassion for sympathy. Some people feel bad getting rid of certain people in their life because of sympathy. Sympathy is not a good thing. Compassion is a good thing. You do not go into a relationship because of sympathy, but compassion may be a reason to go into a relationship, but sympathy is not a good reason. So you must come to a point where you determine the kind of people that you surround yourself with. Everything in life has a purpose, including yourself. And let me say this again, because this will be the biggest thing I'll be saying throughout this whole week to you. When you look around your house, is there anything in your house which does not have a purpose? Is there anything in your house which has no reason to be in your house? Everything that you put in your house has a reason to be in your house. And that tells me that my life, your life, has a purpose. In the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 3, the verse number 1, which will be the anchor statement of our subject, it says over there that to everything there is a season. And I'm going to define these words to you. So listen carefully to me, because it will change your life today. To everything there is a season. To everything there is a season. Write that down. To everything there is a season. And not just a season to everything, but it says over there that, and there is a time for every purpose under the heavens. There is a time for every purpose under the heavens. Spend time and share this. Spend time, share this with someone. Just share it on your Facebook page. Thank you all for joining me. I see all my very good friends who are joining us as well. Thank you so much for being part of this. Now, I want you to understand this. Write this down again. To everything, there is a season. What is a season? To everything, there is a season. Your life has a season to exist. Your life has a season. In other ways, there is an expiration to every life. You will not live this life forever. You will not be on this earth forever. There is a season for your existence. There is a season to be alive, and there is a season when you shall die. To everything, there is a season. There is an expiration date for every life. If there is anything that is sure on earth, if there is any appointment that you can count on earth, it is the appointment of death. That is very sure. It is the appointment of death. To everything, there is a season. To everything, there is a season. And there is a time to every purpose. And this is why we are talking about purpose. It says, and there is a time to every purpose under the sun, under the heavens. There is a time to every purpose. In other words, your purpose in life has an expiration date. Your purpose in life has a day when it will expire. You have something to do here on earth, and you do not have forever to do it. That is why you need to be focused. That is why you need to stop everything else that is keeping you busy and focus on this one thing. Hear me again, please. Hear me again. You have something here to do on earth. There is an assignment for your life here on earth, but you do not have forever to do it. There is an expiring date for you to rise up and begin to find out what your purpose is and move according to your purpose. If you know your purpose, you do not compete and you do not compare with anyone. Someone who knows their purpose does not jealous anyone. Someone who knows their purpose does not envy anyone. It is a dangerous thing to enter marriage and not define what your purpose is. Your marriage will turn into a fight. It is a dangerous thing to do it. That is why it is a dangerous thing to work in a company and not know your purpose. It is a dangerous thing to go to college and not have a purpose. It is a dangerous thing. It means that you are wasting education. You are wasting finances. You are paying for a school fees. You are paying for a degree and you don't know why you are paying for it. It is dangerous. Everything has a purpose, but not every purpose is known. Your life has a meaning. Your life has a purpose. But one of the things I want you to note is this. No one can tell you what your purpose is. Write that down if you cannot remember it. No one can tell you what your purpose is. Your mother cannot tell you the reason why she gave birth to you. You cannot walk to your mom and say, Mother, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why did you give birth to me? Your mother just wanted a baby and you came. Your mother does not know why you exist. Your teacher does not know why you exist. There is no prophet on earth that can tell you what your purpose is. There is no psychic on earth that can tell you what your purpose is. There is no wise man on earth that can tell you what your purpose is. So how can you find what your purpose is? If purpose is as crucial, and if the reason why I am living on earth is because of purpose. There is no institution on earth. There is no organization on earth. There is no college on earth that can tell you what your purpose is. And if all this thing is crucial and purpose is imperative, then how can I find my purpose? I told you that everything around us have a reason why it is where it is. And when purpose is not known, it is a liability. When purpose is not known, you become a liability. You become an abusive person. You become a bitter person. See, there are many things we use at home. And the things that we use at home, for example, we buy knives. The reason why we buy a knife is not so we can use it to cut the milk or to open the milk. You know, some of us use our knives to open our milks. You know, when I was growing up, when you did not have a tin opener, and you want to open a tomato paste or a tomato sauce, you will use your knife, right? And we all did that. You use your knife to open that can. But the purpose of the knife was not to open the can. But the knife was able to serve that purpose. In other words, you can be doing a lot of good things, but it does not define your purpose. The fact that that knife can open that can does not mean it is the right thing to do. The knife did a good thing in opening that can for you. But that is not the purpose of the knife. Purpose is the right thing. It is not just the good thing. There is a difference between doing a good thing and doing the right thing. And I'm going to explain that to you before I get into details about purpose. As I said to you, I want to introduce the subject to you. And in the course of the week, you will realize why it is important that you join me every night so that you can find out what your purpose is on earth. That knife was able to open that can. But why you bought that knife, the reason why you bought the knife, the purpose of the knife, the manufacturer did not create the knife to open your tomato paste. The manufacturer did not create the knife to open that that tomato sauce can. It was not created to open the milk or to punch a hole in that milk can. That was not the reason why the knife was made, but the knife was able to do it. So you see, you can be doing a lot of things. You can busy yourself and do a lot of good things. But the fact that you are doing a lot of good things does not define that that is your purpose on earth. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example quickly. If your mother was leaving the house and your mother asks you to vacuum the house because she's expecting a guest in the house, and your mother leaves and your mother went out. Now, while your mother was talking to you, you were watching TV, you were on the phone and all kinds of things. About an hour later, you got up and you went to the kitchen to open the fridge. You realized that the kitchen was dirty. So what did you do? You decided that you would clean the kitchen because it was very, very dirty. So you cleaned the kitchen. You know, sometimes you don't even intend on cleaning something, but by the time you begin cleaning one thing, it becomes two or three things, and by the time you realize you are cleaning everything already. So you went your way, you bought Mr. Clean, and you cleaned the kitchen, you wiped the floor, you did everything sparkling nice, beautiful. And then you got tired, and then you forgot that your purpose was to vacuum that living room. And you went to your room and you slept. And you slept good because you just did a good thing. You cleaned that kitchen. You did a good thing. Have you ever done something and it's like you feel so good inside of you? And you go to bed and you can just relax and you can just sleep. You did a good thing. But you forgot. You forgot something. But while your mother was outside, while your mother was leaving, your mother also picked the phone and your mother called your sister and told your sister that, listen, when you get home, I want you to wash the dishes and clean the kitchen. You had a purpose and your sister was also given a purpose. When your sister got home, your sister went into the kitchen and realized that the kitchen was sparkling clean. It was beautiful. She went to her room and what did she do? She just began to talk to her friends and watch TV because what? She has nothing to do. And I'm going to tell you how that works too. A lot of people have left their purpose doing other people's purpose. I want you to understand this. When your mother comes home and your mother enters home and your mother sees that the kitchen is looking beautiful, the first instinct of your mother is that your sister has done a good job. Your mother will not credit you for the kitchen. Before your mother will get to speak to you, before your mother will get to speak to your sister, her first instinct is that the kitchen looks beautiful and you did a good job in cleaning it. Your sister did a good job in cleaning it. Your mother will immediately credit your sister. Why? Because your sister was given a specific purpose and you were given a specific purpose. Then your mother walks into the living room with her friend, the guest that she is expecting, and the living room was dirty. The living room was bad. Socks were running all over the place. And then your mother's first instinct is that what she asks you to do, you did not do it. Then your mother calls you and you begin to defend yourself. And he said, oh, I forgot to clean the kitchen. I forgot to clean the living room, but I cleaned the kitchen. And your mother said, listen, you did a good thing, but you did it on the wrong thing. You did a good thing, but it was not the right thing. You did a good thing, but it wasn't what I asked you to do. Many people are doing good things, but it was not what they were assigned on earth to do. Many people are busy building things that nobody asked them to do. They are doing it because it is good. There are many people who are building things. Have you ever wanted to have an orphanage home? Have you ever wanted to own a daycare? Have you ever wanted to own a senior home? Have you ever wanted to own, a program for the blind and whatnot and so forth and so on? Many people are busy doing good things, but what they are doing is not the right thing. And I want you to understand the difference between good and right. Your mother came home and your mother saw what you did. And even though what you did was good, that was not your assignment. Even though what you did was great, you spent time, you invested time in it, but that was not your assignment. That was not what you were called to do. That was not what you were asked to do. That was not your purpose. A lot of people are building ministries that God has nothing to do with, that God knows nothing about. They are doing good, but nobody asked them to. Nobody asked them to. You can be doing good, but good is not right. Good is not right. You clean the kitchen, but your mother will not credit you for that. Listen to me very, very carefully. You shall be judged for what you were asked to do and not what you chose to do. Listen to me very carefully again. You shall be judged by what you were asked to do and not what you chose to do. No company will reward you for doing something they never asked you to do. No company will pay you for doing something they never asked you to do. If your life has a purpose and someone sent you here on a purpose, someone sent you here on an assignment, the person will not reward you for doing good things and leaving the right thing out. The person will not reward you for doing something they did not ask you to do. If your life was created for a purpose, then whoever is going to judge you is going to judge you on the basis of what they asked you to do and not the good things that you did. In other words, if there is indeed a God, then it means that this God will not judge you for the good things you did on earth. He will judge you for what he asks you to do. He will judge you for the assignment. He will judge you for the right thing. He will judge you for the purpose. So the question is, what is my purpose? How do I find my purpose? How do I know that I'm doing the right thing and not just a good thing? How do I know that I am not doing a good thing on a wrong thing? Write that down. How do I know that I am not doing a good thing on the wrong thing? You can invest your whole attention. You can invest your whole life doing a good thing, but on the wrong thing. And that is what a lot of people are doing. Now, when your mother calls you and your mother speaks to you and your sister said, well, when I got home, the kitchen was clean. And that is what you asked me to do. So I went to bed. You see, your sister had an assignment, but her assignment was done by you and you left your assignment. A lot of people have left their assignment in life. A lot of people have left their purpose in life and they are fulfilling other people's purposes. So there are people who are born today and they don't know what they are supposed to do because somebody has already done what they are supposed to do. It will blow your mind. There are people who are walking around today and someone is doing what they are supposed to do. So they are confused. I will explain that statement to you in the future and you will come to understand this. On Friday, I will explain that statement to you. How you can be walking around and someone has already done your assignment and you are aimless. You are useless. You cannot be utilized because someone has fulfilled your purpose. There are a lot of people who have left everything that they are supposed to be doing and they are doing what other people. Have you ever been on social media and you see something good and people are doing it and so you also decided to do it? Is it your purpose? It may be good, it may sound right, but is it your purpose? You have to find out what your purpose is. Listen very carefully to me. Everything has a season And everything has a time, and everything has a purpose. Those three things: a season, a time, and a purpose. A season, a time, and a purpose. Everything has a season. Your life has a season. It will expire. Your life has a time to its purpose. The assignment you are here to fulfill has a time when it must begin. It has a time when it is supposed to end. Is there anything in your house that will live forever? Is there anything that you have bought for a purpose in your house that will not eventually be destroyed? That will not eventually be broken? That will not eventually need you to buy a new one? Every purpose will expire. You don't have forever to do what you are supposed to do here on earth. And I want you to know this, and I want you to understand this very, very carefully. Before I begin to define to you what is purpose, before I begin to talk to you about what is purpose, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for joining us. Share this, please, on your social media. I have just a few more minutes to spend with you, just about 10 more minutes, and I'll be done for today, and I'll continue tomorrow. Today, I'm going to end by defining to you what purpose is. That is what I'm going to do for you. I said to you before, it is possible to do a good thing on the wrong thing. It is possible to do a good thing, and that is not your purpose in life. Let me tell you a story. Another story before I define to you what purpose is. There was a man who was called by God. God gave him a vision. And in the vision that this man had, this man saw 10 drug laws, 10 of the most dangerous drug laws in his city. And God said unto him, I want you to change the lives. I want you to make an impact on the life of these 10 individuals. Change them. Let them turn away from the drugs. And God, in the vision, showed this man what he must do to deliver these 10 people. When he came out of the vision, he went on his assignment. That was his purpose. His purpose was to deliver these 10 people. His purpose was to save these 10 people. He was charged. He was motivated. He gathered all the resources he needed. He read about drugs. He read about all these kinds of things and how to impact these drug laws and all kinds of things. He was motivated. Purpose motivates you. Purpose gives you passion. So what did this man do? He went to his city. And he went to one of these drug laws. He spoke to him. And somehow, by the way that he spoke and by the things that he did, this drug lord was delivered. He was saved. And it became news. It became a big deal. It was all over the news channel. It was all over the stations. It was on the radios. Everybody was talking about it. Come and see the man who has delivered one of the most dangerous drug laws in our city. It was news. They were interviewing him, and this man was getting popular. He was getting famous. His name was going abroad. People were talking about him. Suddenly, his congregation jumped from 15 members. It moved all the way to 1,000 members. And yesterday, people were pouring in. People were calling him because of the very fact that he had made one of the greatest impact on one of the most dangerous drug laws in his city. It was great. Money was pouring in. People were sponsoring his ministry. Then he went ahead. He pursued it. And then the second drug lord was also delivered. He was also saved. This second drug lord was much, he was much dangerous than the first one. It became news. Everybody was talking about it. And all of a sudden, this pastor, this man of God, whoever he was, he became a big name. All over the place. He became a national sensation. Everyone was talking about him in the city. Everyone was speaking about what was happening in his church. Suddenly, his ministry grew to over 25,000 people. Within a short while, in less than 5 years, he has grown to over 25,000 people. And everybody was talking about him. He was on CNN. They interviewed him. He was all over the place. They spoke to him. And he was doing great. He was doing marvelous. And he built a Bible school. And he built hospitals. And he built schools, trained people, secular schools, ministry schools. He built orphanages. They trained a lot of people. They are tractors. They are workers. They employed several thousands of people. I am talking about a mega million business. Sadly, this man's life has affected the entire city only for the very reason that he saved or delivered two of these greatest drug lords. And after doing this, after 10 years, this man died. And when this man died, he came before God and he presented himself before the judge. And God asked him, said, "My son, what have you done?" And he said, "God, look at what I've done. Look at our ministry. Over 50,000 people. Several people around the world. We have millions of audiences around the world." And this man said unto God, he said, "God, we have built Bible school. And many people have come out of this school. We have trained several pastors, several missionaries. We have sent them out to many parts of the world." This man said unto God. And this man said, "We have built secular schools. We have trained people. We have built hospitals. We have contributed to the community." And this man began to say, "We have helped the orphans. We have done all kinds of things." And when this man was done, after he has spoken and after he has said all that he has done, God asked him a question. "Where are the 10? Where are the 10? You did a good 10. You did a good 10, but you did it on the wrong 10s. Your only assignment was the 10, but you busied yourself. You busy yourself building 10s, doing 10s, and you forgot what your assignment is. You went about doing so many things and you forgot that your assignment was the 10 people." Many of us are busy doing things that God does not know of. Many of us are busy doing things that God did not ask us to do. But because it makes us feel good, because it makes us feel popular, because it makes us feel like we are doing something, we are accomplishing something, we believe that it has something to do with God. We believe that it has something to do with our purpose. But that is not the case. He was busy doing good things, forgotten his purpose. He built a city, but he left the 8 behind that he was assigned to do. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? The question is, what is purpose? What is purpose? Write this down if you are writing. Purpose is the reason why something. Let's change that. Purpose is the reason something exists. Purpose is the reason something exists or was made. Purpose, if you are writing it down, write it down. Purpose is the reason. So when I say, what is your purpose? Your purpose is the reason why you were made. The reason why you were made is purpose. Number 2, purpose is why something was made. So the first thing is that purpose is the reason something was made, which is who. It answers the question, who am I? Purpose defines who you are. One of the greatest questions on earth today is, who am I? Who am I? Purpose defines who am I. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that purpose answers the question, why? Why? Why am I here? Why am I created on this earth? Why did I arrive on this earth? Purpose answers the question, why? Why? Who am I? Why am I here? These are billion-dollar questions. These are billion-dollar questions. You see, even science has gone into lengths of spending billions of dollars finding out why are we here on earth. Look at the space program with trillions of dollars being spent. Look at all these lies about aliens and all kinds of. The reason is because we want to find out why. Why are we here? Purpose answers the question, why? Why am I here? The next thing, write this down. The third thing. Purpose is what was needed. Purpose is what was needed that caused the manufacturer to create something to go and get it. This is a long definition. Purpose is what was needed that caused the manufacturer to create something to go and get it. Let me say it again, then I will explain it to you. Purpose is what was needed. Purpose is what was needed that caused the manufacturer to create something to go and get it. In other words, the manufacturer saw something that was needed. And for that thing to be fulfilled, the manufacturer created something to be a solution to that thing. I have in my hands a microphone monitor. The manufacturer wanted something. He wanted to amplify voicing when you speak. So he created a microphone. So the purpose of the microphone is to amplify a speaking voice or to amplify sound. That is its purpose. So purpose is what was needed that caused the manufacturer to create something to go and get it. Now, what this means is that whoever the manufacturer of your life is wanted something. And in order for him to get that thing, he created you and he placed the solution inside of you so that you may be able to accomplish it. Everything that you have in your room is created by a manufacturer. There is nothing that you have in your house that was not created by someone. That should also tell you something. There is nothing you see, including your own life, that was not created by someone. Everything, is there anything that you see that someone did not create in your house? It is impossible. Everything you see in your house was created by someone. It is an indication that everything on earth is also created by someone. You may not know who created it. Now look around you in your house. Do you know the manufacturer of everything in your house? No, but somebody did create it. And the person created it for a reason. The person created it for a purpose, which is an indication that your life has a purpose and your life has a manufacturer. Your life has a purpose and your life has a manufacturer. You may not know who your manufacturer is, but there is still a manufacturer. So, what I'm going to do in the course of these weeks is that I'm going to talk about purpose, how to discover your purpose. I'm going to give you 3 ways by which you will know your purpose in life. 15 years ago, I discovered what my purpose is when I was in college. And I discovered what my purpose is. And the moment I discovered it, I stopped everything I was doing and I pursued after it with all zeal. During that time, I had started a business, a computer web design business. And I was doing web designs while I was still in college. And I had a very good clientele at that time. Some of my clienteles were celebrities and all kinds of things. I had very, very good businesses that I was servicing during those times. And I remember that during that time, I made a website for a client in Chicago. And that client in Chicago has an affiliation with the World Bank. So there were some agents from the World Bank who came and visited him and they had a discussion. And then they asked him a question, who made your website? And the guy told them that it was I who did it. And they said, we want to talk to that guy. So they called me and we spoke. I was in college at that time. And when we spoke, they said unto me, they want to offer me a job with the World Bank. I had not yet graduated. I was just on my 3rd year in college. And they were offering me a job. And they said unto me, we had an interview, a 1-hour interview on the phone. We follow up with a second interview on the phone. And then they called me and they said unto me that we want to send you the contract. If you agree to the contract, sign it and send it back to us and the job is yours. What was in that contract? It is unbelievable if I should tell you what was in that contract. In that contract, they said unto me that we want to employ you to work for us in the World Bank division for web development. Your duty will be that you will be traveling around the world and you'll be inspecting our web development sites and all kinds of things they were saying. I don't remember most of the details of the conversations. They said unto me that you will have a limousine escort, and every hotel that you are placed in is paid for, and these are 5-star hotels. You get a credit card from the World Bank and all kinds of things. The starting rate for the job was over $100,000 a year for an entry-level job for someone who is yet to come from college, for someone who is yet to graduate college. It was unbelievable. It was remarkable. But all they asked me to do, sign the application, and the job was yours. At that same time also, in that same week, I slept. And when I woke up, I had a vision. And in the vision, something was revealed to me. I'm not going to go into details of what was revealed to me. But in the vision, something was revealed to me that defined my purpose in ministry. It showed me exactly what God wanted to do with my life. And when I came out of that vision, I had to contemplate between choosing the job that the World Bank was giving to me or accepting the mandate that I saw in my vision that has to do with my purpose in life. I thought about it for a week. My parents and my family knew about this. In fact, we had a meeting about this issue when I told them that I was not going to take the job offer, but I was going to pursue ministry because I have defined what my purpose is. It was crazy. It was insanity for anyone to be offered so much and turn it down because of purpose. And I will tell you why tomorrow. Because there is a difference between success and fulfillment in life. Without purpose, there is no fulfillment in life. I turned down that job offer that could have changed my life forever, as far as my finances are concerned. Anyway, I've never lacked. But as far as my finances were concerned, it could have changed my life forever. Of course, I still look back and I still think about it. That is why I'm still telling you the story today. But all the same, I want you to understand that 15 years ago, I made a decision between what the World Bank was offering me and between what God was offering me. The manufacturer of my life made an offer, and I took him at his offer. Tomorrow I will continue, and I will speak to you about the advantages, the disadvantages of not knowing your purpose. And I will talk to you about the first rule of how to discover your purpose. The first rule of how to discover your purpose. If you want to know what your purpose is, join me tomorrow. Purpose cannot be found in your mother's head. It cannot be found in any college. You cannot find it from any prophet. No prophet can tell you what your purpose is. No psychic can tell you what your purpose is. Join me tomorrow and I will help you to find out what your purpose is. Thank you so much. This is Cephas Kafui. I appreciate having you with me today. Share this with someone after we are done today. If you know this will be a blessing to someone, share it on your social media. Share it on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can share it. And let other people join us tomorrow. I promise you tomorrow, I will begin with the first rule of how to find your purpose. I trust you were blessed today. Thank you.